Hi everybody, welcome back to musicmoose.org. We're going to talk about syncopation in this lesson before we move on to talk about the tune Cluck Ol' Hen. And this is my brother Joe. That's Father Moose himself, everybody.
Hello, Moose
And
Land.
he's going to help me on the guitar in this lesson. So we're going to talk a little bit about syncopation and what does syncopation mean. I'd like to go back to the vamping series. We're going to start by talking about 4/4 time. Again, we have those 4 beats within a measure. And you remember that the strong beats, the strong down beats are in the beats of 1 and 3. Okay, and remember we associated those beats with the bass. We can associate them with the guitar. So Joe's going to play the downbeats now. Remember, we're dealing with 4/4 time, so we're going to have the count of 4, and Joe's going to play the. We're going to just play a little bit of the rhythm. So Joe is playing the downbeats of 1 and 3, and I was vamping on the offbeats of 2 and 4. And when I started vamping, that was causing syncopation in the rhythm. Okay, so it's playing on beats that are unexpected to the ear. You could sort of think about it like that. You know, you're hearing that bass boom, boom, boom. And you can listen to that all day long, but then when somebody comes in, like say when I did on the vamp of 2 and 4, that was unexpected to the ear. And again, that's what syncopation is in rhythm. And we can also use syncopation within our lines. By lines, I mean the notes that we select through any song or tune. And syncopation on the banjo, we can play it using maybe single string lines or even in the Scruggs style, and we're gonna go over that a little bit here. So I'm just going to play maybe a few notes unsyncopated. That means I'll be playing the line or the notes along with Joe's rhythm, and I'll just show you so you can hear what I mean. There's really no syncopation there. And now there's syncopation. You can hear the syncopation because I didn't start the line of notes on the downbeat. Let's try that again. And you can listen, you can count along while Joe's playing too. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then listen to where I'm going to start the notes.
1, 2, 3.
Here's no syncopation. Here's syncopation. So you can hear that I started the line on another beat besides that strong downbeat that maybe that your ear was expecting to hear the notes played on that strong downbeat, but you can hear when you started on maybe on the offbeat or even in between that it causes it makes the lines more interesting within your soloing. And also we can break a measure up. Remember, we can break a measure up however we want. In 4/4 time, we can play one whole note, 2 half notes, 4 quarter notes, 8 eighth notes. We can play 16th notes if we want to. 30-second notes is as fast as your hand can play. If you could play all 30-second notes, you could feasibly. But breaking these measures up with syncopation, you can start your syncopation anywhere within all those fractions, all right, to create some really off the wall stuff. I'm just going to play the G major scale over the standard rhythm.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, there's no syncopation there, and I'm starting on the Joe's downbeat. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm going to try to start the line. You keep playing, Joe, and I'm going to try to start that line, that scale, on the and. I'll play it on the 1 first. So you can hear I started that line on the and you can hear the syncopation. That's what syncopation, some of what syncopation is all about. Playing things that are unexpected to the ear. And it takes a while to get this in your playing. I work on I still work on syncopation. And I find that when you're playing things and maybe it comes out unexpectedly, the more you play and the more you jam, you're not even thinking about the syncopation. It just sort of happens where you might be experimenting in a jam session. And don't ever be afraid to experiment in jam sessions, because that's what they're for. You know, try different things. Don't worry about making mistakes. Just go for it, and mess around with some of these syncopation ideas within your playing. And also, we can use the syncopation in the Scruggs style. And I'm just going to take an alternating thumb roll, just maybe like the start off of Cripple Creek, and you can hear Joe's going to play the rhythm again. I'm not going to play the syncopation, but just listen to how this sounds. Okay, so you can hear there wasn't much syncopation. Now I'm going to try to play a roll syncopated. I'm going to play a couple of times unsyncopated, and then try to start that same roll maybe on the offbeat of 2. We have syncopation. Syncopation. So that was starting that roll on the offbeat of 2, and we can even, depending on how far you want to get into it, you can play the syncopation on and. I'll try to anyways. If you heard there, I came in on that strong start of the roll on the in between of the and. I didn't even start on the 2. I started that roll on the and. So again, this is something you can experiment on your own. And I'm going to put a couple of guitar tracks down as well for Cluckohan, and we're going to talk about that too in a little bit, and let's work on some of that syncopation. Thanks for joining us, everybody, and we'll see you next time right here on The Moosh. That's musicmoosh.org.